since joining the cosplay group, how my Harley Quinn cosplay has evolved, and how I've started to actually feel like a real cosplayer, because my first cosplay that wasn't a casual cosplay, well, I considered it a real cosplay at the time, was my Katniss, which was just a brown shirt, some black leggings, a Mockingjay pin in my hair and a plate, and nobody knows in cosplay. Now, you know, whether that's how you cosplay, whether you buy something, you make something, it's still cosplay, but for me, I don't think of it as a cosplay anymore. But at the time, I was really proud of myself for that. Then I cosplayed the next year as Annie Cresta from Hunger Games as well, but from the book description, so there wasn't really much to go on, and nobody knew I was in cosplay. There wasn't even a possible idea as to who I was. I had to explain myself most of the time. And then I went to a cosplay meet. I did wear a Harley kind of costume before the cosplay meet, but it was just a black and red dress I bought from Primark and the Harley Quinn inspired makeup look. I don't really count that. In terms of my cosplay progress, I don't count it. But I went to a cosplay meet, and it was for an assignment for college, and I was short in time. I had to get it done for that week. Unfortunately, there was a meet on that week. It was the first meet I'd ever gone to. Not knowing what to expect, my main focus was getting tasks done, so I wore a little TARDIS skirt that I bought, and my Doctor Who hoodie, and I took pictures, I chatted to a couple of people. I spent the majority of the time asking Henry and David, what do we do here, like what's going on, what's the cosplay meet, what do we do here, because I had no idea what it was completely new to me, and I didn't understand that we just hang out in town and cosplay, it's just hanging out and having fun. I thought it was like a full-on event, like almost like Comic-Con, but smaller and monthly. But it was just friends getting together and not feeling like a weirdo in cosplay. Face paint's running off. And after I went to that meet, I found out that Geekaboo were doing a Halloween night, and I decided I really wanted to do a Harley Quinn costume because I've started getting into Harley Quinn. I bought a Harley Quinn fabrication Funko Pop from Collectomania because it had lowered in price by the end of the day. It was about 15, went down to 10 I think. And I also bought the Harley Quinn Funko Pop number 34 with the gun the same day, and it was also a tenner, which was all I really had to spend that day. So I'd bought that back at Collectomania, went to MCM, bought a Harley Quinn comic. So I'd slowly started to get this interest in Harley Quinn, and my timing couldn't have been a better time because that's when the comics started coming out in their volumes rather than the individual paperbacks. So every month I went to Comic Mart, there was a new book out. But unfortunately after 4 months there wasn't any books left. But by that point I had already attempted to make a Harley Quinn cosplay, which if you saw in the thumbnail, it was the first picture. That was my first attempt. I ran out of time, I didn't get a chance to do the corset bit in the middle that I wanted. I was just running, trying to get it done. It was really last minute. Everything was sewn by hand. The one sleeve took me 3 hours. I remember that vividly. It took me 3 hours to sew it by hand because I hadn't sewn anything properly since high school, even then it was a sewing machine. But I was so proud of myself that day. Even though I didn't get it done, I was so happy. And then when I got the corset panel done, which wasn't a functioning corset, it was just just for visual purposes, it didn't actually do any sort of cinching of the waist. It took me about 3 or 4 attempts to get that right because I kept trying to go down the fast route and not mark things down with chalk. I was just like, I'll just cut here, and I kept going off center and all this, and it was a nightmare. Eventually I got it right, and I got a new pair of jeans, and I sewed another patch onto them because the jeans from the first one, they got ruined, so I had to make a new pair. Well, buy a pair at the diamonds. I then decided for Collectomania I wanted to change things up a bit. I wanted to do a Suicide Squad version of the costume because that's what originally the costume was based off Arkham City, but I realised it kind of looked a bit more Suicide Squad with my dark hair. I didn't have a wig at the time, didn't have the money for a wig, so all the wigs I bought were like at Fiverr. They were really cheap, nasty wigs. So I took my sleeves and I tucked them in, and I went with shorts. Didn't have the time to bleach them, didn't want to have the money to dye them, sort of black shorts. And I wore that for Collectomania this year. And the costume was horrible. Nobody knows Harley Quinn. On 2 occasions I got one occasion I got recognised as Harley, and I truly believe that was because I was standing next to David, who was dressed as the Joker. Honest to God, nobody that day thought I was Harley. No. I didn't have any diamonds on, nothing that would really make it clear as Harley. I had to kill Facebook, no mask, so, I mean, no, I did have the mask, sorry, but it was a different kind of mask than what she usually has, and a guy actually asked for a picture of other Harleys, and I felt need to say to him, do you know that I'm dressed as Harley as well? Because nobody else seemed to pick up on it apart from about 5 minutes ago. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And he got a picture of all of us, and there's about 3 Harleys, including me and Joker. And then the picture got posted, and I got cut out of the picture. So did the Joker, but I think the Joker was on the outside end of the picture, so to cut me out, he had to cut him out too. So that kind of stung. And having seen video playback of the Suicide Squad costume and realising I didn't do much to make it more stable, there's a lot of movement in the top, like that way, and it was horrible and really moved in places it shouldn't have moved, and I really just hated the costume. I just wanted to just burn it, but I persevered. My friend happened to be getting rid of her blonde wig for a really low price. I immediately snapped that up. I also got her mallet, and I decided, right, I'm just gonna bleach the freaking leggings. So I got more leggings, I bleached them, bleached half the leg, bleached diamond. I accidentally bleached diamond onto the other end of the leggings, which I edited out the picture. This was 2 tank tops that I cut in half and stitched together. This is another tank top. Originally, this was the back of the shirt, but when I cut it far too low to be for the back. so I had to turn it around and then cut the front bit to be lower. And yeah, it's difficult to see, but there's like a little hoop thing that I've put in there for Arkansas Harley. But yeah, that is the last picture that you can see in the thumbnail. I'll put another, if I can edit, I'll add the picture to the end of the video. I don't know if I can though. I don't have really much editing software in this, but I kind of will. Okay. But yeah, that is how much I've changed, and every time I talk about it, I get teary-eyed. My makeup is actually coming off because I was crying before I filmed this. Every time I talk about the cosplay group, I get emotional because it has changed things so much. I was in a sort of really lonely place last year, and I just felt like a screw up. I felt like I couldn't do anything right, that I was destined to just continuously fall out with everybody I know, and that I could never have like a long-term friendship. And it's just made my life so much better. I watched the videos back from last year when they were uploading to an MCM, and I only knew like one or two people in the video because I knew David from it, because I remember we'd spoken previously, but that was the first time we'd met in person. And now I can look back at those videos and I can name about 30 people in them, and that to me is amazing. Because I've never had that many people that I could say I'm friends with them. They're friends with me, we actually get on, we chat. I don't feel like they're pretending to be nice to me. I don't feel like they're having to put up with me, because it's not like high school where you see people on a regular basis and you're stuck with them for 4 years, so you kind of have to deal with them. They actually talk to me because they like talking to me. They actually invite me out to places because they want to hang out with me. And that's a really hard thing, because when I moved here, things were really difficult. I didn't see my friends anymore because they lived far away, and there was a lot of fallouts, and it was difficult to keep that friendship going. And I also realised at that point that those who I call my friends were my friends. As I said, they put up with me for the sake of less stress to deal with at school. So to have people who actually want me there, I actually feel like I'm wanted in terms of friends. It means so much. And I'm just really grateful. And I know I screw up sometimes, a lot, actually. But people are still here. I can't be that much of a screw up. There must be something. I don't know what. But you're still here. And that really, really means a lot. Just really grateful for you guys. and I don't think I can ever truly express that. Really, I don't know what else to say. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I have to get ready for work tomorrow, so I should probably have to that. But I just wanted to let you guys know how important you are to me and how much you have me changed.